The Carolina Hurricanes and the New York Islanders. We've got the Hurricanes coming in at minus 350 favorites, and then the Islanders at plus 275 underdogs for this series. The season series was even at 2-2. Both teams had one win in overtime. Rematch of last year where Carolina won the series in six. Guys, Carolina, we all know what they can do. They're the odds-on favorite to win the cup.
Was this a round one series last year as well?
I think it was.
I think it was round one.
Yeah, I
I
don't think
think
the
you're right.
Islanders got through to the second round last year, did they?
Yeah, because Carolina won this,
Yeah.
won their next series 4-1 or 4-2, and then
Yeah.
got swept
Yep.
by Florida.
Yep. I think you're right. Okay.
Yep. So Carolina, they've got some key names this year that they didn't have last year. They didn't have Friendly Anderson. They didn't have Sveshnikov because he was hurt, and now they've got Jake Gensel. So on paper, this team is loaded. There's no way around it.
This is the most lopsided series on paper by miles, in my opinion.
Yeah, and you could probably argue, actually, there is no argument. The Hurricanes are the best special teams team in the NHL. They had the best penalty kill in the NHL, and they had the second best power play in the NHL. So, regardless of what the Islanders are doing or not doing, they're kind of fucked in that regard. And then the defense, we say this every year since this show started. They always have a top five defense in the league. So, not only can they score, they can play D as well. However, and this might maybe I'm talking myself into something. The Islanders are hot. And when you get hot at the right time, I believe there's something to be said for that. They've won 8 of their last 10 to end the season. They got that Metro 3 spot. And they've got a goalie, regardless if it's Sorokin or Varlamov, who can go rogue and just disrupt a Stanley Cup favorite just like that.
I also think Patrick Waugh is he's being heard there. I think the
Yeah.
boys they're listening for sure.
So when you look at both team strengths, we just kind of read them off. Nick, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think the big thing for me that jumps out, and I'm going to start with Carolina here, is the fact that, yes, the Hurricanes are this offensive and defensive really juggernaut. They're absolutely loaded. They don't capitalize on a lot of the chances that they get. They're very much a quantity over quality team. The Islanders are the polar opposite. They capitalize on the majority of high value scoring opportunities they get as long as Matt Barzal isn't trying to shoot the puck. They're very much a quality over quantity hockey team. So I'm really excited to see that go up against each other. Islanders, I'm going to say it like I've said it for the other series, stay out of the box. You put that power
Yeah.
play on the ice, you are just writing your own will at that point.
And to go off of that, the Islanders have the dead last penalty kill in the NHL. So, yeah, there is no mistakes allowed in terms of discipline for New York.
Is Freddie Anderson? He's healthy. He's the starter.
I believe
Yep.
he's going to be a starter. Yep.
And are we thinking the Isles go with Varlamov game one?
I think at this point you have to.
He
Yeah.
he was hot. I'd ride it.
Yep.
I'd ride it. For Carolina, Mac, like you just said, Freddie, Kochekov, all those guys, they don't really have proven goaltending success in the postseason necessarily. Whereas if you look at Sorokin, and even Varlamov to a certain extent, they've been there. They've won a couple series in the past. And the Islanders, penalty kill sucks. And if this turns into a shootout, they can't keep up. This
If they
Canes team is
can
too loaded.
muck it up and keep this like a 2-1 hockey game, 3-2 hockey games, they are absolutely in this series.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
that plus 275 starts to look real tasty.
I believe this series will be closer than most people think. I do not think this is something that is a 4 or 5 game series. I think this at least is going 6. The Isles are hot. Like they played really well down the stretch, and we would text each other, "What the fuck? Why is this team good? Why are they making the playoffs? Why are they
Right.
doing this?" I don't think that's gonna, and that's a hard barn to go into. That is a hostile environment.
Yeah, and it's usually full year round, unlike the Hurricanes arena.
Friend of the program might be making that drive down the Raleigh for game one. We'll see.
Despicable.
Absolutely. Um, whatever the Jake Gensel props are, over all of them. This guy is an absolute gamer in the playoffs. Point per game in his career. He torches the Islanders historically. This is where he thrives. So whatever your bets are for Jake Gensel, over assists, over goals, I promise you, you won't regret it. I will ask this question. The Hurricanes are the odds-on favorite to win the Cup. They haven't had the success that they would have liked in the previous years. If they lose this series, is Rod Brind'Amour officially on the hot seat?
I would say yes.
I would,
Because
yeah.
at this
Probably,
point,
yeah.
they've been the Vegas of the East for like 3 years and haven't done shit. And as
Yeah.
we know in this business, you've got a window, and that window is going to run out of steam at some point. You can't keep doing this forever. So
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
to shit or get off the pot.
Let's get the picks in. Mac, have you let us off yet?
No, I'll go Canes in 6.
Nick,
I echo that. Canes in 6.
Canes in 6.
I wanted you to say Isles in 7, so
I
bad.
thought-
I don't want the Hurricanes to win this series by
Me
any
neither.
means. And
I
I
would be
don't like
fired up
the
if
Islanders.
won.
I have no reason to root for the New York Islanders.
Sure
other
you do.
than the
So
fact...
we have an easier matchup in the second round.
Yeah, very true.